South Africa, we are back. Welcome to Almost News with Chester Missing. I am Chester Missing. South Africa, SAA, is going to be broken into 3 units. The units' names will be Mango, Nachi, and Banana. According to the EFF, someone tried to assassinate Julius Malema at State of the Nation. Hang on a second. Dude, how do you stop an assassination with a slap? And Lekota, my God, he suddenly remembered that Cyril Ramaphosa sold out to apartheid. Don't get me wrong. I also want to know why Cyril dresses like this. Really? Seriously? I'm not saying he's a sellout, but he definitely dresses like one. Look, let's not forget that Lekota is Steve Hofmeyr's only black friend. You know when people say, I'm not racist, I have black friends? Steve is like, I'm racist, but I have one black friend, his name is Terra. Terra! In Afrikaans, you're literally swartgevaar. It's ludicrous. And what was he doing with his hand? Look at that. What are you doing? You even know their racist broederbond handshake. Terra, you can't accuse a guy of selling out while you're busy selling out to the Boere. If you Google selling out, this is the picture you get. There it is. And then we found out that Julius might be James Bond.
A report that came out was that the EFF is an MI6 project.
Julius Malema might be working for MI6, which is very confusing because he dresses like a Bond villain, you got to admit it. He's not 007, he's 00E Wallet. What's the next Bond movie gonna be called? From Seshego with love. Dang, lang, dang, 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 lang, dang, 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 dang. The irony is that it turns out that Julius Malema is the international assassin.
At least I can hold my head up high. I didn't say I'll die for anyone. So here I am.
Who's your bloody agent now, Juju? And who was he protecting?
There will never be load shedding again.
Load shedding is back! Oh, the irony. Is there anything Ubaba didn't lie about? Just like him to turn down the lights and make things sexy.
How are you going to make sure you have dinner?
We're probably going to braai. That's the only thing we can do. But yeah, it's a real up.
You know things are bad when white people are complaining about braaiing. Look, we understand that during apartheid, only 3 guys in Ventersdorp had electricity. Now 80% of us have it. But that's not the problem.
What we do know is that Eskom cannot get its coal together, cannot get its power stations working.
And 10 years ago, the ANC investment arm got the contract to build new power stations. Yes, the ANC, who runs Eskom, got a contract from Eskom. The company they did it with is called Hitachi. Yes, they literally Hitachi'd themselves. It's the Malusi Gigaba business model. Fun fact, Hitachi also makes the world's best vibrator. Just look at that.
Yeah.
Literally, the company that made our power stations also makes vibrators. How badly does the ANC want us to go screw ourselves?
Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan, he says that Medupi and Kusile were actually the wrong choices. They were the wrong designs that were introduced at these power plants.
The power stations cost 3 times more than they should have, and they're still useless. It's like if Batibile Dlamini made electricity. Look at that. And then this happened.
Gupta-owned Optimum Coal is back in court. Optimum is obligated to supply about 400,000 tons of coal to Eskom every month. It hasn't done this since March, and the power utility now has to source coal elsewhere.
The Guptas were to Eskom what pubic hair is to a breakfast buffet. Atul Gupta put his salimesa in our scrambled eggs. That is so gross. Eskom relies on coal. Luckily, South Africa has coal like the DA has racists. We have coal like Steve Hofmeyr has fleas. We have coal like the Northern Cape has people who are planning on leaving the Northern Cape. There is tons of it. The contracts to supply this coal are worth billions, so the Guptas collaborated with Dudazane Zuma to charge too much for the worst product that they could find. It's a bit like being a Vodacom customer, but with coal. They replaced Eskom's leadership with these scumbags. Look at them. These guys sold out South Africa harder than this lady sold out the color pink. These criminals are still walking free. This guy even tried to convince us the state capture is a shebeen.
Now, I will not admit or deny that I was going to the shebeen.
Your cell phone says exactly where you are. How do you run Eskom if you're too stupid to drop a pin on WhatsApp? It's ludicrous. So now, Eskom is for over 400 billion rand in debt. Do you realize how much money that is? We spend less than that on education. It's 12.5 Patrice Motsepe's. It could buy Dudu Mieni 14 million Louis Vuitton handbags. It could buy 600 million Hitachi vibrators. Eskom can't even afford to pay the interest on their debt. When the end of the month comes, this is how the Eskom finance department looks. Boom! And Cyril doesn't have a clue how to fix it.
Well, President Ramaphosa announced that Eskom will be unbundled into 3 entities.
Okay, unbundling. Basically, he's got one idea that is going to separate into 3 slightly smaller ideas. It's like a Russian doll of ideas. At State of the Nation, Ramaphosa kept saying, watch this space.
You watch this space. You watch this space. Watch this space.
How must we watch this space? There are no lights. Tumamina into the dark. And who does Pravin Gordhan plan on getting to fix all of this?
ANEL has signed an 18 billion rand deal with the Energy Department for 5 wind farms. Now it will be advising Eskom about coal power.
Yes, we went from dildo power plants to anal wind farms. The ANC wants an Eskom competitor to advise Eskom on how to fix Eskom. That is insane. That's like Chicken Licken hiring Colonel Sanders as a consultant. It's like the ANC getting its policy from the EFF. Okay, that's a bad example. The problem is that for the unions, unbundling is to privatization what crocodile shoes are to tenders. It's the first step.
If the ANC is doing this thing to us, why should we continue with our support for the ANC?
The problem is that if state capture was Malusi Gigaba, the unions are Vaseline.
How can you say that NUM shouldn't take part responsibility for the fact that Eskom is in fact bankrupt?
COSATU was protecting the workers, but just 3 of them. The ANC can't fix Eskom because without COSATU, they'll lose the elections. COSATU is to the ANC what saying "Ya boss" is to Terra Lekota. So my suggestion is that we just throw Eskom away. Just get rid of it, shut it down, and then Cyril Ramaphosa must use that Limpopo witchcraft to just give us electricity.